at the 2009 Cirrus Owners and Pilots Association Convention in Duluth, Minnesota, we've continued our annual pilgrimage, if you will, for more knowledge. In this case, the third of a 3-question survey where we're looking at the issues that pilots are dealing with right now: bad economy, TSA, FAA, CBP, all those issues. And what we're asking them is simply this: you as an aviator, you as a pilot, how are these things affecting you? What are you doing to survive?
It's tight, you know, everything from the cost of fuel to insurance. Now at my airport, the TSA came in and we actually have to be badged, so I had to show up and give them, you know, my passport, so on. They ran security check on me, and so now I have to have a badge where to be able to walk out to my airplane. I can understand security, but, you know, a lot of the smaller airports, you know, it's overkill. And in the end, it ends up costing more, which, you know, translates to more cost to general aviation pilots, and we don't need any more expenses. It's already, you know, expensive enough to just be able to fly.
By trying to fly as much as possible, I've been working on my conventional gear qual in a real basic 1968 Citabria, getting back to aviation roots, and besides flying my Cirrus on cross-country trips, and just trying to find ways to personally revitalize. Weather here in Duluth is absolutely fantastic this summer, and that Citabria is on floats now, and probably next week I'll be taking her out on the water for a little just local revitalizations, and then looking at some long-distance trips, for example, with Angel Flight coming up in a couple of weeks.
Well, I think as GAs, we've all had to cut back a little bit because of the economy and what's going on. But I think the big thing is the government approach to this, and of course the AOPA part of trying to come up with fees to put on top of the GA, and I think that's going to be a real detriment to the GA if we end up with some fees. So I appreciate what the AOPA is doing, and also what COPA is supporting on that also.
Aviation has a lot of both opportunities and challenges ahead of itself. I think the future of aviation, especially in general aviation, is going to be a booming future. Myself, I use my aircraft in business, so it becomes an opportunity for me to get from point A to point B where the airlines just won't go.
Cirrus Design's Vision SJ50 single-engine personal jet offers exceptional fuel efficiency, flexible seating for up to 7, advanced avionics, and all the Cirrus safety features you expect, including the Cirrus airframe parachute system. With its detailed design, the Cirrus Vision is technologically advanced, yet engineered to be simple to fly, to allow owner pilots more lifestyle pursuits than any other personal aircraft. Learn more about the Vision SJ50 at cirrusdesign.com.
I'm passionate about flying, so I'm going to fly, and yeah, there are some things that really don't make sense. I happen to fly out of an airport that has commercial flight, so I now have my my badge. I had to go through that. Not painful, but here we got people flying in and out that aren't badged on the same airport, so I don't see any improvement in security, and it's just hassled a bunch of people. So clearly this has got to be improved.
Well, I was flying in Europe 2 weeks ago and again a month ago, so even with all of this, I can't tell you how easy we got it. You know, it would be a shame for us to go down the route that so many of these countries have. I think, you know, it's really got to be a message to Congress. I mean, that's really where, you know, the agencies have their own agendas, and I don't think are responsive to the needs of a community like aviation. I think Congress has to recognize that aviation is an important industry in America. You know, American manufacturing has moved up the food chain, and the types of products that get built in America are the most complex products. Aviation is right there at the apex of that technology. If we want to have a robust manufacturing business, we have to have a robust environment. I think people really have to get that message into Congress and into the administration that you know, we need to have an environment that fosters aviation, because that's where American jobs are.
It's really tough. I have a couple base customers, but the charter business is a flat tire. Expenses are up, gas is up, but we're looking into the crystal ball, and I believe the business is going to rebound, and it's going to rebound in the coming short future, and it's going to rebound good.
Well, I work hard at flying to places that have inexpensive fuel, and I use websites that are easy to, to diagnose that. Beyond that, I mean, flying is a way I choose to travel, and so it's a cost of the way I entertain myself and the way I travel to see my family, and the cost of it is really not an issue. The only other piece is that I choose to do things with my airplane to keep it current rather than to worry about trying to replace it with a more expensive one.
Welcome to the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource. Real-time 24/7 online audio and video programming, where aviation has been getting updated for over a decade. Distributing over 11,000 stories, features, audio and video programs every year. Only ANN covers aviation and aerospace with this much depth, insight, and expertise. Check us out on the web at aero-news.net.
Well, as a pilot and a business owner, I've seen a lot of changes. Last year, my business took a fairly big hit after September when the economy crashed, and we had to pull in our reins and cut back on expenses and survive through. As a pilot and an individual, I see the issues where cost of fuel, cost of flying, operating costs and things are going up and up and up. And we sit and we wonder, financing, things like this are getting hit harder and harder. And until something really happens to stir the economy and stir the release of money to the aviation community, we're all going to keep hurting. My business has shown a turnaround in recent months, and we're starting to pick up business and do better. I've seen some improvements recently. Our sales program, we've sold a number of used aircraft, so we're seeing signs of the change, but I don't know if that's a longevity thing and it's going to hang in there, or if we're going to see a downturn again. So I think it's a waiting game right now just to watch and see, and everybody's going to have to keep tightening their belt and try and hang in there until we see some continued recovery.
We love to fly, and we fly all over the country. We plan it well, we work hard at being ready for it, and we tell all of our friends how much easier it is for us to fly halfway across the country. We're here from Texas, 5-hour flight. We couldn't drive to the airport on each end and wait through TSA in that length of time. So it's tremendous advantage and flexibility with GA, and we tell all of our friends that, encourage them to learn to fly, encourage them to fly with us. We take people everywhere we possibly can. We're trying to do everything we can to expand GA and make it friendly for everybody.
When you get into aviation recreationally or for business, some of my flying is done that way, it's an enormous compromise. It's a compromise in flight performance. It's also a compromise in your life. And at the end of the day, what you do is adapt. That doesn't mean you don't complain. That doesn't mean you don't write your congressman. That doesn't mean that you don't get and stay involved. But it certainly means that conditions will change, the economy changes, your personal finances may change, and unfortunately, eventually, your health changes. What you have to do is pick your way through all of that and make it work for you.